Good evening, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Wanted to get on and talk to people about a simple concept. See if I can make it simple enough anyway. To me, it's simple. And it's just a matter of learning how to educate others to see how simple it is, so that we can enforce it through our own actions. And so what I'm talking about, a lot of people are familiar with the video I put out almost 2 years ago, I think now. Close. Year and a half ago anyway. On homemade stamps. So let's review it. This is a homemade stamp I received from somebody else. And this here is a private security number. And then instead of having a dollar mark or a cent mark, like 52 cents or whatever they charge for current postage, it's just got 1.00 as a whole. And then it's got a prepaid account number. Notice also it's bordered in red. And over here, notice there's no name on this. Like you see on United States stamps, a lot of times it'll have United States on there. This has just got somebody's coat of arms, armorial bearing. Now this went through the postal system. As we can see, there's those squiggly marks where it went through the machine. This one here in this top corner was used as a stamp. And it's got the addresser and the addressee. And on the back you see this one here was used as a seal. Sealing a document that was twofold. Has two folds. And then again, as we see in the bottom here, see if I can get it to focus in. There we go. You can see those hash marks. That again shows you it went through the post office. And that's their code machine that wrote a code on that. Now, as we see, that went through the post office, guys. That's homemade. The only thing it cost was the pennies that it cost to make that particular stamp. Okay? Now, let me ask you. If that's proof that we can send a person through the postal system, through the ports, free, because it's already, as that stated, that says prepaid, folks. It says prepaid. And that's the prepaid account. They know it's prepaid. You let them know that it's prepaid. So if the distinction to pass a port is merely to clarify an armorial bearing, a unit of value with a prepaid account number stating that everybody should know it's prepaid, thereby giving notice and knowledge, shouldn't I be able to like slap one of them puppies on my chest and go up to the border? Now I want you guys to think about this, because if I can pass a person freely across the border, isn't that a privilege? Shouldn't I, as a man, have a superior, paramount, and most guaranteed by reason, prestigious capacity to do the same? If I can send a person through the post or from port to port for free. And this is whether it be on land or across the water. So we're talking about inland waterways. We're talking about territorial waters. And we're talking about a innocent passage doctrine. This is part of maritime law. And all it requires in basic simplicity is a passage in peace. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is from Wikipedia. I'll go up and I'll show you where we're at. United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, also called the Law of the Sea Convention or the Law of the Sea Treaty, is an international agreement that resulted from the Third United Nations Conference on the Law of the Sea, called UNCLOS, the Three, which took place between 1973 and 1982. The Law of the Sea Convention defines the rights and responsibilities of nations with respect to their use of the world's oceans, establishing guidelines for business, the environment, and the management of marine and natural resources. Okay? That's the basics of what this treaty is all about. In this treaty, they talk about the innocent passage. And like I said, it starts out with territorial waters. Out to 12 nautical miles, 22 kilometers, 14 miles from the baseline or coastline, the coastal state is free to set laws, regulate use, and use any resource. Vessels were given the right of innocent passage through any territorial waters, with strategic straits allowing the passage of military crafts as transit passage. In that, naval vessels are allowed to maintain postures that will be illegal in territorial waters. In other words, they have the right to posture in a military fashion rather than for commerce and all that. And that's why we have the standing posture of military for commercial purposes, so that other vessels from foreign countries can come into the territorial waters in peace. And yet, if anybody come near the territorial waters with intent of war, clearly displaying war, we would have military effect immediate. They are maintaining those postures. That's all that is. Okay? That's your admiralty. Then it goes on to say, innocent passage is defined by the convention as passing through waters in an expeditious and continuous manner, which is not prejudicial to the peace, good order, or the security of the coastal state. Fishing, polluting, weapons practice, and spying are not innocent. So if they want a passport, this is the whole basis for their passport. All crimes are commercial. Well, if all crimes are commercial and you've got a prepaid account, voiding the commercial expense, then why can't I avoid the commercial expense of the passport? Why is it I need a passport? Isn't this already a statement of peace? Isn't this already a mutual agreement showing that we have innocent passage? Isn't this already proof in, on, and for the record, people? I ask you to question this. Is there identification for innocent passage other than a prepaid account? Is there a picture on there? Is there a graven image? Is there a name? Is there a dollar amount? Is there an actual U.S. security number, whether it be a state security number from a municipal bond being domestic, or a domestic municipal bond that was then matured and sold in a pool of other bonds to the federal government for foreign trading, known as a foreign bond, foreign security? That's all under mutual agreement and expressed right here. Proof in, on, and for the record. Like I said, folks, the U.S. Postmaster agreed. It is confirmed. It went through their machines. There you can see them little hash marks showing that the UPS, United States Post Office, Postal Service workers, and the machine, the electronic AI machine, recognized it. Fishing, colluding, are not innocent, and submarines and other underwater vehicles are required to navigate on the surface, thereby being shown, being present, being observable, and to show their flag. This is your armorial bearing. This is where the flag comes from. This is your display of the flag. If you go back through my last previous videos here in the last few days, you'll see I've been discussing the coat of arms, right of armorial bearing, and today I did one on the portal heraldry. Watch those. Catch on to this information and find out why you have this rite of passage. Because this doesn't, your rite of innocent passage doesn't come from this. I'm going to show you this one more time. I've been speaking on this heavily. Are required to navigate on the surface and to show their flag. Nations can also temporarily suspend innocent passage in specific areas of their territory if doing so is essential for the protection of their security. They can't do it in international waters. They can't do it for any other reasons than their specific protection of their securities. And it has to be essential. My peaceful passage is not essential to their protection of their security because I'm in peace. Another concept I want you guys to comprehend is, see all these naval machines, whether they be submarines or naval ships or a little fishing boat or even a raft or even a little remote control boat, airplanes, space shuttles, spaceships. I ask you, do they not need a place to land when they're done with their voyage? Do they not first have to take off from the land? Are they not dependent upon the land? Are they not dependent on coming back to the land to get their fuel? Eventually, they might have fuel pods out there in the ocean. But they're still going to be dependent upon people to operate them and all kinds of things. And this all has to be done in peace. This all has to be done in mutual agreements. And like I said, we already have a mutual agreement. It's already been expressed. All you got to do is know how to enforce it. So when it comes to your rite of passage, like I said, it doesn't come from Wikipedia and this UNCLOS from the UN's whatever thingy-majig it is, United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. It doesn't come from that. It comes from these two verses, folks. As I keep telling everybody, everything's biblical. Leviticus 25 verse 23 from the King James Version, the land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine. For ye are strangers and sojourners with me. Are they going to deny him passage from his land? If we are sojourners and strangers with him? And does it not say, is it not written? As it is written, so shall it be. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Correct me if I'm wrong. Psalms 121 verse 8. King James Version of the Bible. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. That doesn't say from where, but we all know it's the land, because we weren't born in the air and we weren't born in the water. We were born on the land. We were born of the water. We were cast of the land. Born of the water and given the breath of life. Before, Jeremiah 1 verse 5, King James Version, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. This is the seed before it was planted in the womb. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, this is the womb. We were born of the water. We were cast of the seed of the earth. Born of the water. And before thou comest out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. I come in peace, I am in peace, I will leave in peace. That is my mission. If I need to sojourn the waters or the air, I am given the passage, the innocent passage in peace. Ministering on a mission of his words. Not the legislative word. I'm not here to produce no passport. I'm here to keep trying to prove that you don't need the passport, that you don't need the Social Security Administration, that you don't need to use their stamps. Did you know by fact that taxes are supposed to be paid by stamp? Guess what? Taxes are paid. Taxes were paid and they recognized it. You didn't have to buy one of their stamps to pay the tax. Buying one of their stamps with a Federal Reserve note that has zero intrinsic value. And they recognized it the same as a 52-cent stamp and passed it just as if you'd put a 52-cent stamp on there. The difference is that's a public stamp and they would have canceled it. This is a private stamp. They have no right to cancel it. Nope. That's not part of their assignment because it's not their property. So anyway, think about this stuff, folks. I'm going to post my other forum links as well as my PayPal link. I hope that you hit that PayPal button and share some love. But in the meantime, like I tell everybody all the time, if you can't, no biggie. I'm going to keep doing this regardless whether anybody hits that PayPal link or not. But I still hope you share all the information, the forum, the videos, everything. It needs to be gotten out there. It is in public domain. I don't charge anybody for it. If you want to share your love freely through that PayPal link, hey, great. I appreciate it. I can always use it. But this isn't a charge thing. It's all free information. It's like I said earlier, it's copy paste. I'm copy pasting it. I'm giving you my definition of it or my how I ascertain it. I'm giving you my opinion. I'm giving you my comprehension and asking some serious questions about things like I just did. If that is allowing your person to pass freely from port to port, on land and across water, through the air or across a marine vessel, doesn't matter. If that's allowing your person to pass freely, then why are you yourself in the bodily form, which is superior and paramount to the person, why are you being charged with anything, including the construction of a document that says so? Doesn't that already say it? So anyway, think about that stuff, and please, any complaints, concerns, comments, compliments, I appreciate them all. Like I tell everybody, I'm one of the most open-minded people you'll get. So when you come onto my post and start accusing me of scamming people, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let you hang yourself because I don't scam anybody. I'm going to reiterate, this is all information that you see me doing my research with you guys, showing you where I get it and how I comprehend it. I'm not charging you for it. If after I put this information out and then I post my PayPal link along with my other forums asking you to share that information as well as maybe hit that PayPal link and share with me, hey, that's up to you. That's free will. That is not an obligation. That is not up to performance. If you wish to do so, so be it. If not, like I said, I'm going to keep doing this. And in the meantime, remember again, because I don't need this information myself, to be able to repost it so I can read it again if I've already got the source and all I need to do is read it again myself. That's why I put this out there and read it again for you guys. I don't need to do this for me. Everything I do here is for you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be off in my own world taking care of my own damn self. So in the meantime, remember, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. God bless. I love you. Bye.